Hello everyone, Professor Kagan here, and I just finished watching Sony's State of Play video presentation talking about, new and upcoming video games for PS4. And I'm gonna be honest, most of it wasn't that interesting, at least in my opinion, but I'm here to talk about The Last of Us Part 2. Now, my history with The Last of Us isn't that deep. I completed the game earlier this year with the original PlayStation 3 version, and I'm planning to play the DLC later on, likely before the game comes out, which is February 21st, 2020, if you somehow didn't know. It's got like 3 different special edition, like collector's edition sorts of things. I'm looking at them right here on Twitter from Twitter user Wario64. I'll have a link to his profile in the description. It's got the collector's edition, it's got the Ellie edition, which is everything the collector's edition had and more, it looks like. And then there's the special edition, which has less than the collector's edition, but more than the standard edition. But with the standard edition, you do get some stuff. You get a PSN avatar, you get the digital version of the game, all of it, and then you get the physical edition of the game, all of it, and a couple of in-game perks from pre-ordering. You get a capacity upgrade for your ammo and your ammunition for your weapons, and the crafting training manual, which I suppose maybe you unlock that at a different time in the game, or maybe you get it at the beginning. I don't see how that helps, but you get it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. I actually don't own a PS4, mostly because I was waiting for this game to get one, and I know I waited a long time, but I wasn't really interested in most of the exclusives for PS4, like God of War and the Persona games, like Persona 5, which is, as of right now, still exclusive to PS4, and various other titles. They just didn't interest me as much as games as I was playing on other platforms like Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch, or Wii U at the time. So it looked very interesting, the trailer. The graphics were very beautiful. It looked a little bit better than Red Dead Redemption 2, which I thought was astounding on just base Xbox One. And it looks like this is going to be a story of revenge. I guess the zombie thing is just kind of becoming a background thing, especially considering Joel's decision in the last game, which, if you haven't played it, what's wrong with you? But I won't spoil it. Speaking of Joel, we finally got to see him, and I'm very happy that we did. We saw his brother before we saw him. Now, granted, it was in the same trailer, but it's good to see old Joel. I love Joel. I understood his motivations, and I really liked his character arc in the first game, and it looks like he'll be tagging along with us, which I can't wait for. I hope they let us swap characters that we play as, because I like Ellie. I think she's a nice character, and I know this is her story of revenge for what seems to be on a group of people for killing her girlfriend. I don't know if they're the Fireflies, or some group of thugs, or what have you, but it's interesting. But if I can play as Joel, I'm definitely going to, because I liked him a lot more in the original game, and Ellie's definitely matured since then. She's a fully grown adult, so her personality will be a little bit different, and she'll be a bit of a different character going around this time. Not to say I didn't like her in the last game, I just sympathized and empathized a lot more with Joel. But as we see in this game, Ellie does experience her own loss of her girlfriend. Now, of course, she lost her parents. That's how she ended up with Joel. Well, one of the reasons. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll pick it because it's 2020. I really don't know if I'll pick this up for PlayStation 4, or rather, I don't know if I will buy a PlayStation 4 to play this. I'll more likely buy a PlayStation 5 whenever that comes out, and then play this, get it for it, because most likely by that time, because this is coming out very early in the year, and I would hazard to guess that PlayStation 5 is going to come out towards the end of the year, and there will most likely be a special edition with enhanced graphics and load times for PlayStation 5, or I could either buy that, or the PS4 version will likely be cheaper by that time. So I could either get the cheaper PS4 version, which will be compatible with PlayStation 5 because it's going to have backward compatibility, or if I want, and the game already looks beautiful, but if I want something that might look better or perform better and have little to no loading times, because that's supposed to be the big ticket thing for the PlayStation 4, then that's probably what I'll pick up. So I can't wait. It's going to be a fun time. If you haven't played The Last of Us, go play it. It is a fun time. If you don't own a PlayStation 3 or 4, and you don't see yourself picking up the PlayStation 5 or either of those consoles, and if you're a PC gamer, wait a little while longer. The RPCS3 emulator, which emulates PlayStation 3 games, of course, is making great progress. I think The Last of Us already boots. Don't quote me on that. So, unless you are an Xbox user, you don't really have any reason to not play this game. So, I'm Professor Kagan, Professor Inigo only. Have a good evening, guys.